Click, click, boom. What's going on, faithfuls? It's your boy Mike, and I am back, guys, sitting outside in the Palisade, baby. Let's go, man. Time for some more action, man. Here we are, guys. Look at y'all being on time. I told y'all I would see y'all at 6:30, and y'all still in here, man. I love y'all. Y'all are phenomenal, man. This is why I do it. You guys make this fun, entertaining, and interesting. DJ Malone with the first set of questions here. As far as which quarterbacks are going in the draft, CJ Stroud to the Panthers, Bryce Young, Texans, AR-15, Colts, Will Levis, Titans, Henderson Hooker, Vikings. How many of the top five do you think? How many of the top five do you think there are? Listen, I have been terrible in my quarterback predictions for the last couple of years. I would not be surprised if the Panthers went with the troublemaker and Will Levis, whatever, however the fuck you pronounce his last name, however the heck you pronounce his last name, Levi's. Um, I'm hearing that he's bombing all of his interviews and all that stuff. It sounds like a team trying to get some information out there so that he falls to them. But I will be honest with you guys. You can call me a homer or whatever. CJ Stroud is my favorite quarterback in this draft class. So what do I know? I don't know, man. I don't know. Which one do y'all think could drop to day 2 or 3? I won't ask any more questions today. Dead ass. No, DJ, listen to me, man. Keep asking your questions, bro. Load up your questions, and I'm happy to answer them here. All right. And AR-15 won't get drafted in the first round. All right. Let's see here. What's up, Mike? Heard you guys dissing pizza from Cali. That's because you don't know the good places. Mountain Mike's Pizza is the best, and the Pizza Factory is bomb too. All right. So listen, I'm gonna have to take your word for it, bro. I went out there and I needed a fork for the pizza. And if that's representation of how California pizza is, save it. I don't want none of it. I'm not, that's not me. I don't want that in my life. I don't need that in my life, man. That can't be good. That can't be good. But I'm always down to give it a try. So next time I'm out there, you gotta let me know where I can find Mountain Mike's. And by the way, they got Mike in the name. It's got to be some good. You know, I got a bias towards things with Mike in it, right? Mike Tyson, Mike Jackson, Mike McGlinchey, Mike Jordan, like that. That's me, man. So they got to be decent. They got to hold it down. You know, they literally have a name to live up to. So we'll see, man. We'll see. All right. What's good, Faithful? I see you. Have you ever heard of Foo Schnickens? I almost thought that said FUC chickens. And I was gonna say, yeah, I hear that every single season, twice a year. But no, I don't know what Foo Schnickens is. I'm sorry. Carry on says here, do we draft 2 safeties? 2 safeties is a little tough. 2 safeties is a little tough. We might, but they might. They might. No, they won't. They'll take one. They'll draft one, and then they'll do undrafted free agency, like what they did with Adrian Colbert. Was Adrian Colbert drafted, or was he an undrafted free agent? AC was my guy, man. Still is. Still is. What are your cousin's thoughts on Trey Lance and Brock Purdy? What are your cousin's thoughts on Trey Lance and Brock Purdy? Damn, I don't even have my other phone. I would call him and ask him, but I don't know. I have no idea what he thinks, man. I'm not 100% sure, bro. I'm sure as a Panthers fan, he would prefer to have one of those guys. Although I don't know if I've talked to him about Sam Darnold coming to the Niners and all that. I got to catch up with him, man. I got to catch up with him. Why is no one talking about the fact that we cannot pay Ayuk 17 to 18 million a year after his option? Don't we have to trade him? No, we don't have to trade him. There's a couple of things that the Niners can do to keep Ayuk, and one of them is not renewing Debo's contract. I think the Niners want to see what they can get out of Debo and Ayuk for a full year and see them play with the quarterback that they want. I don't know who that quarterback is. I think they want to see it for a full season, and I think they want to make a decision on who the guy is. That is this season. So that's what I think. That's what I think. If Trey Lance struggles the first couple of games, but is not necessarily his fault, and we are not scoring 30-plus points a game, if Brock Purdy is healthy, does Shanahan bench Lance for Purdy? No. No. The only way Lance is going to get benched is if he is costing the 49ers games. Kyle doesn't believe in doing that kind of thing. I haven't seen it. We haven't seen it. Y'all haven't seen it. Y'all haven't seen it. I say it all the time. One player has been benched for performance, and that was Brian Hoyer. And the Niners started that season like 0-8 or some shit like that. You know, it's not about. Listen, I was talking to Wayne earlier, 2 shows ago, and he said that Deshaun Watson's got some grace. He had his whole bad year. He hadn't played football in a year. And I'm sitting here thinking to myself, well, then why the hell don't Trey Lance get that same excuse? Trey Lance hasn't played football in 3 years now. What's the difference? Why are we expecting to see this guy come in here and move Earth and the moons and the mountains and realign the stars? It doesn't make any sense to me. But what do I know? We'll see. We'll see what happens. Hi, Mike. How are you doing? Well, thank you for asking. I'm sitting in the car waiting for my daughter to finish ballet, having a nice cigar, man. So based off of that, I'm doing pretty well. Doing pretty well. FYI, of course, I was talking to 187 in the chat a few episodes ago. LOL, take care. I appreciate it, man. Thanks for being around. I really do appreciate it. Why doesn't anyone talk about how injury-prone Mitchell truly is? All right, so someone dropped this list of top 20 running backs in the NFL. And my man Ali was really upset that Elijah Mitchell didn't make the top 20. And I, for the life of me, couldn't figure out why he thought Mitchell deserved to be in there. I didn't get it. I didn't understand. From a talent perspective, I think it's a stretch to get him in there. He's not the fastest. He's not the strongest. Doesn't block well. He's not the most explosive guy. I mean, he is explosive through the hole. He is explosive through the hole when he finds a hole. Most explosive, no. But is he explosive? Yeah. Probably top 10 explosiveness in the NFL. Out of the initial, coming through the line of scrimmage. I like that about him. Decisive, yes, even if the decision is wrong, he's very decisive. I'll give him that. But I just don't see top 20 in Elijah Mitchell. And then you factor in the injuries. The reason why nobody talks about it though, Kerryon, is because he's a running back. And not for nothing, that's what's expected of that position. That's why it's been devalued so much over the last decade. The running back position has just gone downhill in the last 10 years. So, people would rather have 5 or 6 on a roster instead of having one good one. And that's because when you lose that one good one, you're screwed. So, yeah. Do you really think we will trade Lance during the draft? Absolutely not. In fact, I think the Niners are really excited to see what Lance can do this year. I really do. I really do. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's me like projecting onto the team, but I'm excited. And if John Lynch is true to his word, we're as excited and we believe in him as much as we did when we drafted him, then they have to be as excited as I am. They have to be. They had to be more excited to draft him because I wanted somebody else. I wanted Justin Fields. And then I had to grow to want to see Trey Lance. They had to be there because Justin Fields was available. So they've got to be more excited about him than I am. Do you trade for Lamar Jackson? No. Not if I'm the Niners. No, absolutely not. No, you can't afford to. You don't have the draft capital. You don't have the cap space. You can't afford to. So no. Do you think Darnold will start a game this season? No, I don't. I do not think so. Mike, what's up with these short streams? So these are all called March Madness. And I don't know how long you've been following nothing but Niners. I appreciate it. But every March, I was doing something called March Madness at midnight. So every day, midnight on the East Coast, I would go live for 15 minutes. And you guys get to ask any question you want about football, about my personal life, about sports, advice, anything. You guys can ask anything you want for 15 minutes. It is still March, so I'm still doing them. And the only difference is I'm not only doing them at midnight. All right. So that's what it is. It's just anytime I get 15 minutes to sit down and do it. And my goal is to have 31 of them done by the end of March. All right. Ray says, "What's up, Mike? What's going on with you, bro? Happy to see y'all. Load those questions up in here, guys. Load those questions up." My man J Dog said he's a polished runner. I don't even know what that means. I have no idea what a polished runner means. What exactly does that mean? And this isn't me trying to be funny. I've never understood that expression when someone says someone's a polished runner or a polished player. Like what like metals get polished, cars get polished. I have no idea what it means to be a polished player. Are they well rounded? Are they smooth? Like what does it mean? Like someone help me out here. All right. Do you think they trade Ayuk? I hope not. I hope not. It might be the smart business decision. They have to make up their mind. Do they want Ayuk or do they want Debo? Debo's style of play, in my opinion, is not sustainable for much longer. And so Ayuk was the healthy guy. Someone left a comment, and I like the comment too. Someone left a comment on the episode I was talking about Brandon Ayuk's tweet where he said he's the fourth target in the run first scheme. He still put up over 1,000 yards. And I said he was patting himself on the back, and rightfully so. And that person responded with, "Yeah, but Ayuk got the most targets." And that, at face value, sounds like a good, like, all right, maybe Ayuk should chill out. But no, he shouldn't. Because while Ayuk may have had the most targets, he definitely didn't have the most touches. And if he did, even if he did, because he was available all season, Kittle wasn't, Debo wasn't, and McCaffrey wasn't. If you look at the touches per game, Ayuk is not first, second, or third. He's not. So I like the spice from him. See what I did there? With spicy. Mike, do you think we are going to get 2 Thursday night games this year? Shaking my head. I hope not. I don't want to see any team get 2 Thursday night games. I don't like it. So I really, really hope not. I'm not sure. I know that they said they want to see, they want the ability to flex. And this is what happens when you sit in and go to games with Roger Goodell. You got Jeff Bezos sitting right next to him, securing these Amazon deals, and they did the numbers. They ran the numbers. The numbers show that the ratings for Amazon videos, it was down this year. It was down. The games were bad. They were really bad. And so what do you do if you're Amazon? You don't pull out. You still made money. Still some of the highest rated television all year long. But the ratings were worse than what they were for Thursday Night Football. So what do? You chalk it up to bad games, and you volley for better games. Well, how do I convince these people that I'm investing billions of dollars in? That's the deal, right? They made $1 billion deal to get Thursday Night Football. How do I get them to help me out now? Hey, flex some games this way. Once you guys get past week 13 to 14, I want the ability to choose. I want the ability to choose. Hey, man, I understand it from a business perspective. I hate it for the players. I absolutely hate it for the players. Ayuk, 1K or nah, if he's healthy, he gets it. All day, every day. Brandon Ayuk will be 1,000-yard receiver for the next 4 seasons straight, as long as he's healthy. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. He's that nice. He's that nice. And by the way, when's the last time the 49ers had back-to-back 1,000-yard receivers? It's been a long time. I think Anquan Bolden. I think. Oh, and by the way, somebody told me Michael Crabtree left here and had a career year in Oakland. No, he didn't. No, he did. I had to look that shit up. No, he. I don't know who it was. It was a couple episodes ago. I know, but no, wrong. No, he didn't. Y'all are wrong. I'm gonna keep going for a little bit. I know I'm past my 15 minutes, but I'm gonna keep going here. Why in the hell did we sign Sam Darnold? We needed to, and I like the signing too. Let me be very clear with what I'm about to say. Sam Darnold caught my eye after the draft, after the year that he was drafted. I think he was like what, third overall, something like that, right? And I just saw some plays of his, saw some horrible plays, saw some nice plays of his, and then I had to think about where he was. This guy's got all the ability. He's got a good arm. He's mobile, maybe too mobile sometimes, right? Runs from ghosts and shit like that. But he's had some really bad luck. No weapons, terrible coaching. Adam Gase, just like the ghost of Gase. It was just bad. I mean, just bad all over, all around. And I've always felt like certain players in better systems on better teams would be so much better. They would be so different than what they actually are. He's one of them. And you guys can talk to Tony. I've said it on here. If you guys have been following long enough, I've wanted him here. When he was available before he went to the Panthers, I was hoping the Niners kicked the tires on him. I wanted him here. The reason you go out and you get a guy like Sam Darnold is because, one, he's going to be cheap. Two, he checks all the physical trait boxes. Three, he's got NFL experience. And four, if you're a 49ers fan, if you learn nothing else from last year, you learn that you need at least 3 quarterbacks on your team. You do it. You do it. Mike, who is worse, Darnold or Jimmy? Based off of what? Physical ability? Jimmy. Off of win-loss record? Darnold. That's how I answer that for you. Different strokes for different folks, right? If you ask me who was better, Peyton Manning or Lamar Jackson, physical ability, Lamar Jackson's better. Winning, Peyton Manning is better. Now ask me which one I would rather have on my team. See, that's the good question. That's the question right there. And I'm not answering it because nobody asked it. Do you think this O-line is better than last year's? Dwayne, I don't know what this O-line is yet. I have no idea. I think they're going to bump Burford out to right tackle. I have no idea. I think Poe might make his way into the lineup. I have no idea. I don't know who the center's going to be. I don't know. I can't answer that. I'm going to go with last year's as of right now. Going to go with last year's. All right, Duke, I see you in here. What's going on? Do you think they play Danny Gray more this season coming up? Not if it's Brock Purdy. If it's Sam Darnold or Trey Lance, yes. If it's Brock Purdy, it's going to be about the same. No, that's not true. I'm gonna take that back. I am gonna take that back. I think they will try to make I think they will try to get him some slants and stuff incorporated this year. I do. I think he's going to work on his route running, be a little bit more refined and defined in his route running. I think they sprinkle him in a little bit more because last year was next to nothing. So I take it back. No matter who the quarterback is, yes, he will play more. What Nick says here, what are your thoughts on Shanahan and Lynch saying that Brock Purdy is QB1 and the leader in the locker room? All right, so they didn't say that. They didn't say that. So I guess I'm going to have my moment here. I was going to talk about this on tonight's show, and maybe I still will. So John Lynch's comment was the leader of the clubhouse. And that does not mean the leader in the locker room. Now, Kyle did say, based off of play and what we've seen, Purdy is ahead of Lance. That's true, and none of us can argue about that. No one can disagree with what he said. On the field, Purdy should be ahead of Lance. He's played more games. He's played more consistently. He's done more for the team. It should be Purdy over Lance if you're looking at it that way on the field. I don't think that's the only way they're looking at it. I think they're looking at it as ability and what we believe they can do on the field. And that's why it's not just open and shut. They never said that Brock Purdy was QB1. They said this is how it was based off of blah, 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 blah. Just the same way I quantified Lamar Jackson being better than Peyton Manning, right? I quantified it. I said based off of what? Physical abilities or wins and losses? Wins and losses is Brock Purdy. And that's exactly what Kyle said. I mean, when you look at Purdy, he played in 8 games and won all of them. So yeah, he did better there. He did better that way. He's not wrong. Meanwhile, you have a guy 2-2 in Trey Lance. So he's not wrong. He's not wrong there. And so I like it. I like it. Leader in the clubhouse is a golf term. And if you guys watch a golf tournament, they go out and play their 18 in shifts. And so you have some people that get done hours before other people. And the leader of the clubhouse is just the current leader. But when the other guys finish, they very well could finish ahead of them. And based off of what John Lynch was saying, he's absolutely correct. The leader of the clubhouse is Brock Purdy. He finished so far, and so far what we've seen so far, he is ahead of Trey Lance. There's nothing wrong with that statement. In fact, I agree with that statement. So I like it. I like it. All right. Do you not think that Hurd, he will get his job back once he is healthy? Do you not think that that Purdy will get his job back once he's healthy? I don't think it's just as simple as, oh, you're healthy, here you go. I don't think that's the case at all. I don't think that's the case at all. And I don't think you guys should think that's the case because Trey Lance didn't lose his job because of performance. So if you think that Purdy should get his job back because he's healthy, you should also think that Trey Lance should get his job back because he's healthy. Trey Lance didn't lose his job because of performance. He lost his job because of injury. He played in the monsoon and then he played in the quarter. That's it. So I don't. It can't be a double-edged sword. It can't be that way. You can't. It's got to be even both ways around. If you think that one guy shouldn't lose his job because of injury, then you have to believe the other guy shouldn't lose his job because of injury. Can Trey Lance beat out Brock and Sam to be the QB1? He could. He could. And Sam could beat out both of them, and Brock could beat out both of them. It could go any way. It absolutely could go any way. I think we have to realize that this is a quarterback-friendly system on a very, very stacked team. Offensive weapons are phenomenal. And so it's going to be hard for anybody to come into the system right now and look bad. Guys, remember something. As much as y'all love Brock Purdy and what you saw from him, I'm going to say this again. Jimmy Garoppolo looked just as good as Brock Purdy. He did. I'm sorry. He did. He did. The things that Brock Purdy was doing well, Jimmy was doing well as well. You tell me about the deep shots down the field and all that stuff. There were a couple of them. That's cool. But the consistency down in and down out, play in and play out, game after game, Jimmy was doing just as good. Jimmy was doing just as good. I liked it. I did. I liked it. All right. Do you listen to any Bay Area rappers? I don't think so. I don't. I don't know exactly what Bay Area means. Is it just San Francisco? No. Then no, I don't. I don't know. I listen to some West Coast rappers, but I don't know about Bay Area rappers. Like, where's Long Beach? Crooked Eye. I really like Crooked Eye. Which current member of the 49ers jersey would you get? Yeesh. I already have Armstead. I already got Jimmy Ward. Oh, wait, he's not there anymore. I have a Bosa. I have a Kittle. Do I have a Fred Warner? I think I do have a Fred Warner. Uh, I think that's all I have of the current team. I don't think I would get anybody else. Oh, maybe a Christian McCaffrey if he changes his jersey number. If he makes the change this year, then maybe a Christian McCaffrey jersey. All right. Uh, do you think our defense will be better this year than last year? No, I don't. Uh-uh. Sorry. Now it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. It's just that I just don't think so. I think we're going to lose a little bit of something. Wilkes hasn't really been a defensive coordinator like that recently. He did it one time in 2017 with the Panthers. He wasn't a defensive coordinator last year. He wasn't a defensive coordinator with the Cardinals. So he's got his work cut out for him. It's been a long time since he's been a defensive coordinator. Now, I will say he's got some decent defensive weapons. But we have to see his influence on this team. And a small step back still doesn't mean it's going to be a bad defense. I still think we'll have a top 5 defense, but not the number 1 defense. I think we'll have a top 5 defense still, though. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Would you agree that Shanahan only wants to win his way rather than just win? Yes, I would, which is why I think it's a possibility Trey Lance might not be here. I hope that makes sense, because I think Trey Lance might do a little bit more improvisation than Kyle Shanahan likes. I don't know that to be true yet. But I have seen Kyle be this control guy. I haven't seen. This is another reason people were like, "Oh, would you get Lamar Jackson?" No, because Kyle would lose his mind. Kyle likes to set up plays. He wants plays to look like X is about to happen, and then he's going to hit you with not Y or Z, but he's going to hit you with J from that same formation. And if you guys are doing too much improv and too much moving around and changing up of the plays, then it doesn't work. And that's why I think certain people would struggle with Kyle Shanahan. I think Kyle wants a guy that's going to listen, and only if the play breaks down, you do something different. That's what I think. Hope that made sense. I gotta watch my time. I gotta get my daughter. Did I just drool? Mike, do you think we start off slow again this season? It's a possibility. I think we start off slow under one condition. I think we start slow, one, depending on who the opponents are. Let me say that. Right? Like, let's not pretend that we have this cakewalk of a season ahead of us. So opponents are going to make a difference. We changed defensive coordinators. Our defense can start a little bit slow. And there's going to be a change at the quarterback position, or a quarterback that hasn't played much. So it's either going to be Sam Darnold, hasn't played here before, Trey Lance hasn't really played in 3 years, or Brock Purdy. And if he is the starter, he's coming fresh off of injury with not much practice all offseason. I could justify seeing a slow start. Absolutely. So, oh shit, Brandon Ayuk. Maybe I would get Brandon Ayuk. But see, I wouldn't buy Brandon Ayuk's jersey until I wouldn't buy Brandon Ayuk's jersey. Sorry, this one until he got a second contract. So, what's your thoughts on John and Kyle saying Brock is a QB1? I just answered that not too long ago, but they didn't say that. Do you think the defense will be better this year? I answered that one. No, I don't. What are your thoughts on Jed York orchestrating the trip to Cabo for the players and Shanahan? If he did that, then great. That's cool. Good job by Jed. I'm all about the team building and team chemistry, and if the organization can get behind them, there's no need for us to hate on that. I think Jed York has been doing a phenomenal job. He's got low. He's left the football in the hands of football players. He finances what he needs to finance, and he comes out and he's supportive of his team. Phenomenal leader. And by the way, the things that he's doing in the community goes all unnoticed and all unsaid. So shout out to Jed York, man. He's doing a phenomenal job over there in the streets in the Bay Area and all that. So I'm really proud of him. Guys, that's going to do it. I got to get up out of here. It's time to pick up my baby. Love you.